Hey, what's good? Fuzion here, back with another video. Today we're going to go ahead and be reacting to some NBA countdown. I don't care about the Clippers. I'm a Lakers fan, so that means that I am supposed to hate the Clippers. That being said, this Clippers team is one of the most well-rounded rosters that I think that they have ever had. From the bench to their starters to their play style, how they want to play, I think that their team is pretty dangerous. They lost last night to the Pelicans, but I don't think there are many teams that could beat this Clippers team in a 4-game series. I think that they have way too many offensive threats. Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, Norman Powell off the bench, Mason Plumlee. He's a good modern day big man as far as rebounding and like defending, catching lobs. He does that well. He may not be a great 3-point shooter, but you don't need that when you already have a Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, Norman Powell. Yeah, they have 3 for sure offensive threats. You never know when Russell Westbrook is going to go off as well. He is someone who works well with this team. I think him coming off the bench was a very wise decision, and I think I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he decided to be humble enough to do that. And he always seemed like a good guy to me. I hate that we did drop him as the Lakers, but I don't think he fit there. That being said, I do think that we sort of stunted what he does well, which is go in there and fuck some shit up, and he does that well. They played bad last night, but I still think that this team is a pretty dangerous team. Zubac, he was on the Lakers, and ever since he came or went to the Clippers, he has always been a very, very important middleman for them. He plays well off of James Harden. He plays well off of Russ. I think that Terrence Mann needs one more year, and then he's going to be that starting shooting guard that I think that they are needing. He makes good decisions with the basketball. He's a solid defender, an athletic guy. He can hit the 3 when needed. I like this team. I really do like this team. But yes, let's go ahead and see what they guys say.
They have been on a roll. They've gone 26-5 in their last 31 games to move all the way to the top of the Western standings, the latest in a season the franchise has ever led the conference. And a big reason why, maybe the biggest reason, is Kawhi Leonard. He's averaged 26 points per game over his last 30 games. He's gone 57% shooting from the field with 51% from 3, 92% at the free throw line.
Unheard of.
Look at that. First ever to shoot 55, 50, 90 and average 25 points over a 30-game span. That is absolutely insane. Kirk, how much of a threat do you think are the Los Angeles Clippers to win the West?
To win the West, to win it all. Actually, they're my favorites to win it all. The West is an understatement. When you talk about depth, right? We heard Richard Jefferson at the beginning of the season talking about teams need to stack up at the center position. The Clippers got Zubac, they got Daniel Tice, and they also got Plumlee. Okay,
I forgot to mention Daniel Tice. I really like Daniel Tice. He does his job well. And I feel like I say this almost every single video about like the modern NBA. You need a big man who can play defense, who can get in the fucking way, and that's what he does. And I really like Daniel Tice. I really do. And I think him, Mason Plumlee, Zubac, and I'm missing one more of their power forward / big men that is pretty useful on that team. There are so many dominant big men currently, so you need people who can be big enough to defend, to rebound, box out, do all that small stuff, but also be ready for that lob. You know that works well with James Harden. We've seen that is something that works well with James Harden. James Harden has been playing great. He is being more of a facilitator that everybody knew he could do. It was just him who had to make that decision to do that, and he's doing that well. He's being the point guard that this team has always needed. Paul George is playing great. Kawhi Leonard is playing great. This guy, I'm a huge Norman Powell fan, bro. Huge Norman Powell fan. He comes off the bench, and his whole job is to just light it up. And there are a few times where he almost won games for them. So, shout out to Norman Powell, man. So inspirational.
You look at the depth on the wing position. You got Norman Powell. You got the kid Coffey, George Paul. And then you look at James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Tyronn Lue has done an excellent job of staggering those minutes and figuring out times how to play those guys together. And you got Kawhi Leonard Jordan. And people out there saying, Pert, stop saying that. No, he mimics Michael Jordan. And if you go back and look at his San Diego State days, he actually was obsessed with Michael Jordan, watching film about Michael Jordan. But when I think about Kawhi Leonard, in any given series against any given player, he's going to come out on top, especially if he's healthy.
The Nuggets still have Nikola Jokic, right? Yeah, they're still the favorites to me in the West. But I will say this. If the Clippers were...
Bro, she be looking so fucking good. My bad, y'all. Yeah, Black History Month is definitely Black History Monthing. But yeah, I think that the only team that could really compete with a fully healthy and if they continue to play like this, Clippers is the Nuggets. Because Jokic is just... I think what throws a lot of players off is his uncanny style of play. It is very slow, methodical, but then he'll hit a three where it's hanging up in the air for 10 minutes and then comes down and it's nothing but butter. While fading away, while being guarded by one of the best defenders, one of the best big men defenders, as well as one of the best defenders, AD, and he just gave them buckets. I think that is the only team that could probably match up well against the Clippers, because also they have big guards, and the Clippers have big guards as well. Paul George plays both sides of the ball. We all know that Kawhi plays both sides of the ball. Russ has gotten better at his defensive side. I do think he does lock in on that more as of late, because he's not really getting a lot of offensive touches, but I do highly agree that I think that the Nuggets are one of the few teams that match up well with the Clippers. But vice versa, I also think that they match up well against the Nuggets as well. I think that's going to be a great series. I don't know who will come up on top after 4 games. I think that the Clippers bench and those big men are going to be the key to really pushing this Clippers team over the top.
Advantage, now they're really talking. Because playing in Denver is one thing. If the Clippers secure home court, they're healthy all the way through the playoffs. I have bought it. We bought it. I forgot what the day was.
A little too early, but then
a little too early, but we're feeling really good right now.
Half, not gonna lie, not gonna lie.
They can beat the Nuggets, but the Nuggets are the better team at this point, constructed. They've got Jokic. I mean, that guy dismantles entire teams single-handedly. Then we're gonna add Murray to the picture. MPJ, Gordon, they operate as a unit. Now, yeah, they lost a piece or two from last year, so that has hurt them to some degree, but the Clippers are finally being who we expected them to be. I would not be surprised if they won a championship, but I still have the Nuggets as the complete favorite.
Yeah, the Clippers share the ball, they play for each other, they defend, they rebound, and they have great depth. And not only just depth on their bench, but depth in the superstar ranks. You know, James Harden has a bit of a spotty history in the playoffs. He's had great games, he's had some bad games. But when you've got a roster like that, and you've got not only Russell Westbrook to be there as a supporting player for him, but you've got George and Kawhi Leonard, like, you can survive where he'd maybe not have a great game in a Game 6 or Game 7, knowing he could be the difference in a Game 1 or a Game 2. And so that's one of the reasons why you got to like these Clippers chances.
Wait, Perk, so are you saying you have the Clippers over the Nuggets right now?
Yes, I am saying that. I got the Clippers over the Celtics as well. And here's the thing, right? We look at history when it comes down to Kawhi Leonard, and he has a history of tucking people in and reading them bedtime stories. We look at what he did to LeBron James, D. Wade, and Bosh when he was in San Antonio, right? We watched his journey on when he went on to win the championship with the Toronto Raptors. He tucked Giannis Antetokounmpo in, put him to bed. He also broke up a happy home with Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid to go on and end the relationship with Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. Look, Kawhi Leonard has shown us time and time again that anytime he's healthy coming into a matchup with the best of them, he come out victorious.
And that's the big.
Yep. Look through his track record. He may not have crazy NBA numbers by today's standards, but you don't want to see a healthy Kawhi Leonard, a healthy Paul George. I do think that Paul George is going to have I don't want to say a breakout playoff series, but I feel like he's been getting stones thrown at him quite a bit recently, but I think this year is the Clippers season. As a Lakers fan, I hate it. As an NBA fan, I love it because it's only going to bring better basketball. Iron sharpens iron, so a good team will force teams to be better and will force them to play better. So I just love good basketball at the end of the day. But yeah, I got Clippers coming out of the West. I think that they are the best team in the West. I think they're the most deep. I think that's a pause. I don't know. But I don't know many teams who could really match up and beat the Clippers in 4 games. That being said, Nuggets, Celtics, they match up well because they have depth. Maybe Milwaukee, but they're not as deep. But those are just a couple teams that I can just throw out there that might cause some issues. I do think that the Timberwolves are a year early. They need to go ahead and sit down for a year. I do think that they're going to make it to the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to go deep yet. I think they need a vet or something else on their team. Ant is playing crazy. Cat, he's playing well. Rudy Gobert, he's in the middle playing great. I think they still have Mike Conley. I like the Mike Conley pickup. Again, every team needs a veteran at the helm, and a vet at the point guard position is one of the best positions to put your that sounds wild. To put your veteran, because like they understand the game. Naz Reid, I'm sleep for missing out on Naz Reid. He has, I think next year he's going to be even better. I do see like the development. He's almost getting better every single game. You're seeing plays where he does crazy spin moves. He is active on the boards. He's hitting threes. I think that the Timberwolves need one more year in the incubator, but I like where that team is headed. I really do. But that's all I got for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, become a member, hit that link in the description below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.